Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do something different. I'm going to show you how to make baking powder. You're probably asking yourself, why should I make my own baking powder when I can buy it from the store? So I'm going to give you a few reasons. Some of them are very simple, like you just forgot to pick up baking powder from the store and you live very far. You have lots of kids and you don't want to put everybody in the car and drive back. The ingredients that I use in baking powder, they're usually found in your home. So I usually have bicarb or bicarbonate soda or baking soda, whatever you want to call it, in my home because I use it for cleaning. Another ingredient that you might readily have available is cream of tartar or tartaric acid. That I usually use to make my daughter's Play-Doh. Another reason you might want to consider making your own baking powder is because you might be celiac or gluten-free or gluten intolerant, and some of the fillers that they use in baking powder and store-bought baking powder is wheat. So you want to avoid that, or maybe a low carb as well. So you don't want the added fillers such as rice and cornstarch because they increase the amount of carbs in the baking powder. Another reason you might want to make your own baking powder is because store-bought baking powder sometimes contains aluminium. So if you want to stay away from the aluminium because of health reasons, you can look that up yourself and find out some of the dangers. I think we eat aluminium in most foods like biscuits. It's contained in a lot of things anyway. And another reason is that it could be cheaper. Sometimes when you go to the health food store, if you find baking powder that's aluminium free, gluten free, it's more expensive than the normal one that you buy from the store. So yeah, I hope I gave you enough reasons to consider. Storing the baking powder is where it becomes tricky sometimes. If you store it in a container that's not so tight, the tartaric acid and the baking soda will react and then to become less useful. If you use it in your baking, the dough won't rise as much. If you mix it with the dough, you have to bake whatever you want to bake within the hour. If you want to keep it for a longer period of time, you have to keep it in a tight container. If you want to keep it for a long time and you are not worried about the fillers, you might want to combine some of your baking powder with rice flour if you like. And sometimes you need to check whether it's good or not by just adding a small amount of hot water to your baking powder to check if it still reacts. If it's bubbling up, then it's good to use. If it's not bubbling up, then it's useless. You have to chuck it out. It's rare that this happens. This has never happened to me, but it's just to check. If you don't bake regularly, maybe it might not be a good idea for you, but for me it works really well. Thanks. Let's get into it. Let's get to making the baking powder. There you have it, only 2 ingredients with your baking powder. So that's it, it's done. Because you're making me laugh. Alright, so alright, okay, let me do it. So there you have it, only 2 ingredients, and you have your bicarb. Sorry. There you have it, only 2 ingredients, and you have your baking soda, cheap and it's cheap. That's all I can say. And it's only 2 ingredients.